21, 22 and 24 that's on pole position. Didn't do the opening meeting of the season. Not sure he's doing all of the rounds this year. So we'll see how he fares during the course of the rest of this weekend as the race gets underway. Pretty even start from the two on the front. Not such a good start by Ben Smiles, I noticed, from the third row of the grid. The teenager who's only just passed his driving test, but they all look to be making their way safely down towards Copse Corner for the first time. They stream through the right-hander then.
And it's Jordan Johnson who I think has managed to usurp Oak Richardson into second position. It's certainly who was on the inside going into Copse Corner. They're side by side as they head through. And actually, it's not Jordan Johnson, it's Simon Walker-Hansel. So same row of the grid, similar silver grey car, but it was Walker-Hansel on the inside of Oak Richardson. And they're still disputing that as they head down the Wellington Straight.
Yeah, down towards Brooklands they will go for the first time, and they're fanning out along the width of the Wellington Straight. It is at the moment Ben Short with his nose in front, but it's Simon Walker-Hansel that's got himself up to second place. He's got an overlap with Ben Short, but he also leaves the door open on the inside line for Brooklands for Oak Richardson, but that puts Richardson on the outside line for Luffield, the double apex right-hander that follows. There is the 40 car of Ben Hansey doing battle with Matthew Short. He was back on row 7 of the grid, which is a bit further back than we might have expected to find Ben Hansey, who was 4th in the championship coming into this weekend. There they go, 3 of them side by side over the timing line, 0.119 seconds between them, and I think the order in which they are now is different than when they were over the timing line, which was Ben Short ahead, though he's 3rd now, and it's Simon Walker-Hansel ahead of Oak Richardson as they turn through Copse.
Absolutely brilliant stuff at the start of this race. Richardson not giving up the ghost just yet. Of course, Simon Walker-Hansel started on pole position for yesterday's race. Got a little bit outmaneuvered, though, in the 15 minutes of racing that we had. Still left side by side for the lead, going into the shortcut around Beckett's. And so it is Simon Walker-Hansel just with half a car length over Oak Richardson. That blue machine on the left-hand side with the yellow stars on it. Richardson, the double race winner from Brands Hatch, but it's Ben Short coming back at him for second place now, and everyone else is looking to try and get involved in the fight as well, and that's Michael Pearce going right around the outside of Jordan Johnson, having a crack at Oak Richardson as well in the green number 70 machine, and he's now found himself in 4th position as well. So absolutely brilliant stuff to kick off the day's racing.
I was trying to count the cars in the lead battle. I got to 8 or 9, then I realised there was another clump joining in with them as well, so it's a big old battle at the front of this MX5 grid. Over the line they go, not fanning out as they were on the previous lap. It's Simon Walker-Hansel that has the advantage this time by a massive 0.2 of a second, but it might not be the case by the time they get to Copse. Well, actually it is. It's Short in second, then it's Richardson in 3rd, then it's another blue and yellow car. Scott Leach in 4th position, so he's done well to come through from row 5 of the grid after the dramas that he had yesterday. And there was a similar kind of race for him yesterday because he climbs his way up the order as Short trying to get back up the inside of Richardson there. Jordan Johnson it is now that's appeared into 4th place. Scott Leach, having picked him up, has dropped back to 6th behind the driver that he came into contact with yesterday, which was Thomas Holland.
Yeah, so watch out for them as well because, we had that contact right at the end of the race yesterday. Ben Short going for the lead now right down the middle of the racetrack. Oak Richardson coming around the outside as well, so it's Short that leads, but he runs a little bit wide into Brooklands. That allows Simon Walker-Hansel to get back on the inside, but it's not enough to challenge the 5-time series champion. Gap on the inside there for Oak Richardson in the number 17 machine, so he should have some momentum as they come out of Luffield, and he'll have a slightly tighter line around the kink at Woodcote as well, which should give him a little bit of an advantage down this old start and finish straight. And yes, Richardson just manages to chop the nose of Walker-Hansel as they head back into Copse, but right behind them still Jordan Johnson, Tom Holland, Scott Leach as well, Michael Pearce and Ben Smiles and Andy Bailey, everyone else, absolutely everyone. What can we say about the top 12 maybe even more?
I would say, yeah, Bailey it is. He's got the fastest lap as well, by the way, 1:13.090. It is still Ben Short that is ahead then. It's Simon Walker-Hansel back to second, but Oak Richardson pulling alongside him on the exit of Beckett's. Now they head up the Wellington Straight. There is a bit of a gap there, a discernible gap, but not at the front because there's 2 wide for the lead. It's Richardson back in front, and it's Jordan Johnson now in the 92 car, champion from a couple of years ago, going through in into second position. Ben Short down to third, Thomas Holland down to fourth. Simon Walker-Hansel, who was leading not long ago, back to fifth in the Eco Trailers car, just ahead of Scott Leach. Then it's Michael Pearce and Ben Smiles with the orange coloured helmet. He is next up, and then it's Andy Bailey in the Minto Alloys car that's off through the gravel trap. Doesn't lose too much time though.
But might lose a lot of momentum down the start-finish straight. The 5 cars absolutely nose to tail in that lead group of cars. Incredible stuff. And so Richardson, who leads, Johnson in second, Ben Short in third, then Tom Holland and Simon Walker-Hansel. Scott Leach trying to get onto the back of that train of cars as well. Absolutely sensational stuff. We're only just a third of the way through the race. On the inside now, Ben Short taking a lot of grass as well as the curbing. And that has allowed Oak Richardson to pull just a couple of car lengths down the back straight. Tom Holland is the one with the momentum, though. He's on the outside in that red car, the teammate to Ben Short, who, of course, the boss of the BS Motorsport team. 4 abreast down the Wellington straight. And on the inside, it's Simon Walker-Hansel, but coming out in second place is Tom Holland. This is just incredible.
All the way around the outside he went in the number 74 car, so he's up to second now behind Richardson. It's Walker-Hansel third, Jordan Johnson fourth, Ben Short fifth, Scott Leach in sixth. Oak Richardson actually has something approaching a lead here now as they turn through Luffield and Woodcote Corner. This is to complete lap 5. There's still nearly 9 minutes of the race left to go. Yesterday we got 13 laps out of our 15 minutes, so probably expect the same today. Up and over the line they have come, and it's 7/10 of a second now the lead for Oak Richardson, but I suspect that they might be able to sort of reel that in if they work together here. It's now Walker-Hansel that's made it up to second, and it looks like Holland is side by side with Johnson for third now as they head out of Copse down to Maggots and Beckett's on lap 6.
Yeah, if they work together being the crucial thing. And this is exactly what allowed Ben Short to just get a little bit of a reprieve yesterday and have a slightly more comfortable end to the race. And they're doing the same with Oak Richardson at the moment. Walker-Hansel there in at second place, and Richardson trying to break the toe down the straight. So it's a snake of cars going down the Wellington straight. But Richardson is safe from attack for now at the front of the field, and this is the calmest it's been down at Brooklands all race long, with them being relatively well behaved.
Yeah, so far so good. Approaching halfway mark in this race now, coming up to the end of lap number 6. There's Andy Bailey in the 95 car. Had that moment in the Luffield gravel trap a few laps ago. He dropped down to 14th position. In the aftermath of that, he's climbed up at least one place since then. Meanwhile, Richardson's gap has been eroded to 0.4 seconds now by Simon Walker-Hansel, and a new best lap of the race has been set by, way down in 16th place, Ian Tomlinson's done a 1:12.621, which I think is faster than yesterday's fastest lap, which was set by Oak Richardson, and he is in 16th place. So some quick drivers. He's coming through from the back after a non-finish yesterday. He's someone that often troubles the podium.
16th place, but less than 6 seconds away from the race lead, just to tell you how impressive it is out there. And Richardson has definitely lost that advantage he had from a lap ago. It was around 3/4 of a second not long ago, and now he's under big pressure down the Wellington straight. Simon Walker-Hansel looking on the inside. And that silver and green car had the look, but no moment. But Richardson runs a little bit wide into Brooklands. Now, they were all over the curbing and even taking a little bit of grass through Luffield at times yesterday. No one doing that on this lap. And so as they come out of Luffield, it's still Richardson who leads, but not by much at all. Let's see what the gap is. It was just over 0.4 of a second at the start of the lap, and that has now been eroded to 0.2 of a second. It might be gone completely because Simon Walker-Hansel's on the inside line when they go to Copse. Ben Short trying to usurp Richardson as well. And so Richardson, who started this lap in the lead, could well now be in third position, but it's now Walker-Hansel that leads.
Absolutely great battle for the lead. I'm sure there's great battles going on down the order as well, but it's hard to take your eyes off this one when it's for the lead and there's so many cars involved. So into Beckett's they come with 6 minutes of the race left to go. It's Walker-Hansel leading, Richardson second, Leach in third, Ben Short fourth, Jordan Johnson all the way over the white line there in 5th position. And yet, they might get ahead of Ben Short there, so might that be construed as gaining an advantage?
Well, just cracking from Scott Leach as well. Absolutely nailed Ben Short around the outside going into the Maggots-Beckett's complex. So he's now up into third position as well. And Johnson still trying to get around the outside of Ben Short. And I think he'll be squeezed out there a little bit. All over the curbing, a little bit of grass in there as well. The 74 machine of Tom Holland trying to take advantage of that as well. Michael Pearce in the background of the green car as well. Ben Smiles just off the back of that trio of cars as well. Brilliant stuff. So they come back down the straight again. Simon Walker-Hansel leads them over the line by less than a tenth of a second. Here comes Richardson to try and retake that lead. It's Johnson, Holland and Pearce all squabbling over fifth position when they go into Copse corner. No look from Richardson at Copse on this occasion. Scott Leach is lurking like a shark at the back of that train as well. That was Ben Short, I think, just getting pushed out there by Michael Pearce. So he might now suddenly be down in seventh position. Here comes Richardson on the outside of Beckett's, trying to go for the lead of the race.
Top 8 were covered by 1.7 seconds at the start of this lap. Top 10 by 2.9. I'll pick them up as they head down to Brooklands for the... what are we on? Lap 9 of this race now. Meanwhile, there's other battles going on down the order, as we can see going through Beckett's there. Still the best lap of the race is to Ian Tomlinson, that 1:12.621 that has not been bettered. Here they are at Luffield then, and it is Oak Richardson that is ahead, but only just, and you can see how close that leading group is. There's Ben Smiles, he's going a bit wide there. He's got Jordan Johnson, I think that is, ahead of him now as they turn their way through. There's a slower car that they're going to probably catch before the end of the race here. 4 minutes to go, 3 of them fanning out. It's going to be Simon Walker-Hansel on the inside line to try and retake the lead as they go into... Oh no, that's Scott Leach that's sideways.
Contact with Walker-Hansel and Oak Richardson, but Richardson is the one who survived just about, and I think that's going to be Tom Holland who takes advantage of that and comes out in the lead of the race. Yes, it is. And is that Ben Short or Ben Smiles?
It's Ben Smiles.
It is Ben Smiles.
Was in the right place at the
Short's
right time.
all the way down there.
And that's the 44 car, Matt Hallam, that's going very wide at Beckett's. We've not really seen him, but he's got some damage to the side of his car, and he's got a puncture as well on the left front, hasn't he? So that's the problem for Matt Hallam. So he's going to be out of the race. As we've got blue flags waving at that back mark. It is Thomas Holland then looking for his second victory of the season. He's going to have a few more laps to hold on here, and that's not going to be easy.
Smiles was all sideways going into Brooklands, trying to get around Oak Richardson for fourth position. Though, but managed to gather the car up very nicely, and so in that one lap the order has completely changed. Less than 3 minutes to go now. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Ben Hansey trying to get on the inside as well. There, he was 10th at the start of the lap. I imagine he'll be in something like 8th place when they get across the timing line. Jordan Johnson and Tom Holland side by side. They're coming up on that lap traffic as well, but Jordan Johnson now going into the lead. We've got recovery vehicles on site, and so I wonder, there should have been yellow flags down there. So depends where Johnson, how far Johnson was ahead, I suppose, going into that corner. But now Holland and Richardson side by side are trying to get around the slow-moving Stuart Dowson as well. Not necessarily slow-moving, just a lap down at this stage of the race. 2 minutes to go then. Johnson leads Holland and Richardson.
Yeah, the way up the Wellington Straight with just over 2 minutes left to go. This race still all to play for. And up the inside, here comes Oak Richardson trying to make it 3 wide. Can he go through on the inside here at Brooklands? He's got his nose in front. He's going to be on the outside line. It's going to be Johnson that holds on in the 92 car, I think. Yet to have a win this season. You've got Thomas Holland trying to get up on the inside of Oak Richardson as well. Ben Smiles is there in 4th position. He's looking for his best result potentially, I think, in the MX5s as they come through. They're going to have 2 more laps to go here, Chris.
But they're in a yellow flag zone, so you saw Holland stick the hand up in the air, so they're all side by side coming out of Luffield, and then they've got to work out, oh, hang on a minute, which order are we supposed to be in, because there's no overtaking under yellows, of course. So still Johnson who leads. You can see that car just being cleared. Hopefully then for the last lap, it should be well clear. I didn't see the last lap board last time.
No, there should be 1 more lap to go.
Okay, so still John Johnson who leads. Could be his first victory of the season. Could be Richardson's third. Smiles very nearly running it wide there onto the grass. Thankfully, there's a little bit of extra curbing there on the exit for this weekend. As I'm going to get down into Brooklands, it's Richardson going on the outside, very late on the brakes. There's a long left-hander, but he's just about managed to get through, but that wider line means that Johnson is still alongside him, but the inside line comes to Richardson, and he now leads. We've got just over 20 seconds off on the clock, 1 lap to go then, and it is Richardson who leads Johnson and Holland, but something tells me it's not going to finish like that, Ian.
There's a very good chance that you're going to be right then. Up to the line they come. There's about 10 seconds to go. Look at them side by side over the line. It's Richardson on the inside line, Johnson on the outside line. Then it's Thomas Holland in third place of those three. The one that's yet to have a win this season is Jordan Johnson, turning their way through Copse Corner. I don't know if Worsted Yellow's out there or not. Oh, and there's a bit of a jink to the left there for Ben Smiles, possibly forced out wide there as they now head down to Maggots. There's a spinner in front of them. That's the 26 car of Izzy Burrows.
And she's going to emerge right in front of the leaders as well. Ben Smiles could be on course for his first podium finish here as well, because he's got round Oak Richardson, who's now down to fourth. They make contact on the way down the Wellington Straight, and Tom Holland is trying to show his nose in there. He's been shuffled out as a result of that minor bit of contact, and so it is Jordan Johnson back in the lead. Oh, Richardson into the back of Simon Walker-Hansel. He goes off the road, but it was side by side for the lead while he was doing it. So it's still Jordan Johnson just about who leads. Ben Smiles, can he get around the outside and get his first podium finish against Tom Holland there? It's going to be side by side when they come out of there. Oh, he's in the gravel. Surely that's going to give it to Tom Holland.
And they come up to the line, and I think, is it going to be Jordan Johnson that holds on for the win? Yes, it is. Just Jordan Johnson gets the win by less than a tenth of a second. His first of the season. Simon Walker-Hansel is second, and it is Thomas Holland by 0.02 of a second that holds on to the final podium position from Ben Smiles, Ben Short and Michael Pearce rounding out the top six. A dramatic conclusion to that race, as you said, Chris. It didn't finish the way that lap started, but Johnson it was that clung on to take his first victory of the season, the 2023 champion, narrowly beating the very experienced Simon Walker-Hansel, who's raced all kinds of things over the years. And
Richardson, got over the line in 13th position in the end. He will be kicking himself about that. But 2.7 seconds covering the top 9 cars at the checkered flag. What a I've got the biggest smile on my face from that one. Absolutely brilliant.
Let's have a look at the results then. Jordan Johnson it was that took the win in number 92 by 0.09 of a second from number 4 Simon Walker-Hansel. Third was 74 Tom Holland. Fourth was 46 Ben Smiles. In fifth place, number 71 Ben Short, ahead of Michael Pearce in 70. Andy Bailey recovered to 7th place in number 95 after his off at Woodcote. 8th to number 9 Ian Tomlinson, not a bad effort from basically the back of the grid. 9th was number 40 Ben Hansey, and Zoltan Shabai completed the top 10 in 168. Then it's Matthew Pennefather, Neil Scott Lawrence. Oak Richardson did get across the line in 13th place, and Matthew Short was 14th. And then Bradley Gore, Martin Verlin, James McCann, Stephen Robinson and Alexander Kosh T and Mary Barnard rounded out the top 20. And there's more, because it's a big old field of cars in the 5 Club MX5 Cup. So we'll get on to what potentially will be the final screen. Yeah, because we did only have 38 starts in the end. We lost a few. Well, we lost 2, didn't we? We lost Scott Leach and we lost Matt Hallam with that puncture. There's more MX5s later on, you'll be pleased to know, for the final race of the day, Chris.
Yeah, and it's a reverse grid as well, so there'll be a random ballot for which position they reverse the order from between now and the start of that last race of the weekend. But yeah, if you thought that was good, wait until we flip them on their head. But Jordan Johnson looking particularly happy there. So is Simon Walker-Hansel. I don't think they care where they finish. They're just happy to have had such an amazing battle.
Absolutely right. So there were a few embraces, few words of conversation there. Let's head down to Kieran Mock. He's going to have a chat with the top 3.
What a way to start off the Sunday of action here at Silverstone. And we're going to take a chat with our race winner, Jordan Johnson. That was absolutely incredible.
That is probably the best race I've been a part of. I was God knows where at one point, maybe 6th, 7th. I got beat up, I got hit in every corner, I think, but that's racing and we'll take that win every day.
Bit of redemption from yesterday as well, obviously. Didn't quite get the win over Ben yesterday, but he managed to get it today.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't even remember my last win, to be honest. It's been a while now, so that feels really good today. And when it's as hard fought as that, that's epic. That's real good, that.
Yeah, it's got to be obviously that inside you. It's just that gratitude, that validation almost.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like it's all there for the taking this year. The field's been somewhat levelled out, and yeah, I feel like I can come every weekend now and have a shot at the win. So.
Absolutely. Well, it's great to see obviously you up here, and hopefully we can see you up here again.
See you this afternoon.
Yeah. Cheers. Thank you very much. We'll speak with our second place. That that was crazy.
Yeah, it was good racing. Yeah, that's how Mazda racing should be, I guess. We've walked into a lot of politics here, but I've enjoyed it. We turned up with a car that we've done a little bit of work on, but we weren't sure what we were going to expect. I thought top 10 would be a good result. And yesterday, I was a bit soft with the competitors. I gave too much room, and today I thought I'm just going to get my elbows out and get stuck in like I usually do, and it seemed to pay off.
Is that the main difference between today and yesterday? Because obviously yesterday you were right up at the front, and then I didn't quite catch exactly what happened. So is that kind of the main difference?
Yeah, so I'd say qualifying, I played it absolutely as good as I could. 2 drafts off the 2 of the quick guys, and that put us on pole just. And then in the race, I thought I had enough straight line speed to sit behind and then go back at them, but I didn't, so it was a one-way street. Once I dropped back, and then I gave the guys too much room at Cops, and I had 3 go through, which led to another 2, and then I got pushed off, and it just went backwards from there. But today I decided that we're just going to go for it.
And obviously one more later. What do you think?
Well, the car's in one piece. That was the bit that was going to be uncertain, but yeah, it seems to be going well. So we'll go for the win next time.
Good luck. Look forward to it.
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers. Thank you very much. Right, we'll have a quick chat with Tom Holland. Tom, again, absolutely crazy. You were leading, you were right down in the pack, and then you were up in the podium. Just, what? Wow.
Well, that's MX5 racing for you. You can never count out on MX5 racing to bring a good bit of entertainment. So, but yeah, it's a good race. I feel a little bit sorry for Ben Smiles. I knocked him off, but just about beaten by about apparently 2,000ths to a podium. I feel really bad for him, as that would have been his first podium. But it was a great race. A lot of a respectful fight in between everyone, and yeah, you couldn't really have a bit of a second to think. You're just constantly having to worry about who's going to overtake you next.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, that massive train, obviously, for the lead. It was a spectacle to watch, and hopefully we can repeat that later.
Fingers crossed. I mean, around here, the MX5s, it's going to be a toe fest at the end. You never know who's going to actually finish where until we cross the checkered flag. So hopefully we continue being entertaining for the last race, for our last race.
I'm sure you will. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
Cheers, thank you.
Cheers, thank you. Right, coming up next is the Freaky Parts Sports Specials Championship.